Hi everyone, Mr. H here. So good to see you again. Now today we're going to continue pretending we're composers here, and we're going to look at two more scenes, I should say. One of them is different from the other. So we're going to actually look into what different composers have to do with different scenes. Now we're going to start with this first one from the scene from Harry Potter. Now, many of you may have already seen the Harry Potter movie, so you probably already know what's going to happen. But for those of you who don't, I'm going to play the part of the director again. So, being the director, I'm going to tell you our main character is about to start playing a sport game for his school for the very first time. And he's very excited, but he's also a little nervous because no one's ever done this at his age. So it's kind of a big deal. So, putting all that together, let's watch for a little bit and see what kind of music you think will happen. Remember, sound off first. Okay, so there was the start of that scene. Again, we don't have time to watch it all, but let's think back to what we said from our director's notes. It was going to be the first game for our main character, started a little nervous, and then the game begins. So, what kind of music do you think would happen in this scene? What kind of music are you writing in your head? Well, let's go back and let's see what happens. One thing to take into account is you got to think about what you see on screen. You have to kind of reflect what you see on there. If you write something silly when it's supposed to be serious or something serious when it's supposed to be silly, it's just not going to work. So let's see how we did.
Slytherin versus Gryffindor.
Now I want a nice, clean game. From all of you.
The bludgers are up. Follow by the golden snitch. Remember, the snitch is worth 150 points. The seeker who catches the snitch ends the game. The quaffle is released, and the game begins!
All right, same scene added with music. How did your guessing go? I know from what I heard, it started out really, well, magical. I mean, it is Harry Potter. I don't know what else it would be. But it also took in kind of the scene that was going on. Remember, this is a movie all about magic and very awesome things that go with it. So when we first see the characters fly out all around the Quidditch pitch, it's supposed to be really exciting because this is the first time the audience got to see what Quidditch actually looked like. So they had to try and get that feeling in. Then it got really tense and really exciting as the game began. Now, we kind of know also that the two teams that are playing are bitter rivals of each other, so it got a little more exciting. And I'm sure as the scene went on, the music changed to go with everything. So that's that scene right there. Oop, too far. I'll pause that. We're not ready for that just yet. Now, in the previous scene, you notice I added a couple little extra tidbits of information. I told you that the two teams we're playing were rivals, so you could probably write that into the music because there'll be a little more tension. I also mentioned that was the first time anybody in the audience would have seen Quidditch. We only read about it before, so we had to add to that. So sometimes the director does a really good job of telling the composer all this extra stuff, but sometimes they don't. So in this scene, there's not actually a lot that happens. I'm just going to tell you what's going on here. Again, playing the part of the director, you're going to see a guy in a coat and a hat, and he's going to talk to a girl in a coat and a hat, excuse me. And he's trying to get her onto a plane at the end of the movie. After the entire movie, they have this history together. They used to be a couple, now they're not, but he had to help her with some stuff throughout the movie. Now, I want you to watch this scene and think, what is actually going on? Is there really any context clues that can help us figure out what music to do? So let's see. Okay, so there was that scene. Did a lot of stuff happen? All I ever saw was guy talking, guy talking, girl looks kind of sad, and that's it. So this is a time where a composer really has to get creative and really make something out of nothing. Sometimes it's just two people talking back and forth. So using our context clues, what do you think was happening? What kind of music do you think was supposed to be going? Well, let's take a listen.
Louis, have your man go with Mr. Laszlo and take care of his luggage.
Certainly, Rick. Anything you say. Find Mr. Laszlo's luggage and put it on the plane.
Yes, sir.
This way, please.
If you don't mind, you fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
You think of everything, don't you?
And the names are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
But why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
I'm staying here with him till the plane gets safely away.
No, Richard, no. What has happened to you last night?
Last night we said a great many things. You said I was to do the thinking for both of us. Well, I've done a lot of it since then. It all adds up to one thing. You're getting on that plane with Victor where you belong.
But, Richard, no,
Now, you've got to listen to me. You have any idea what you'd have to look forward to if you stayed here? 9 chances out of 10, we'd both wind up at a concentration camp. Isn't that true, Louis?
I'm afraid Major Strasser would insist.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
But what about us?
We'll always have Paris. We didn't have. We lost it until you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night.
When I said I would never leave you.
And you never will. But I've got a job to do, too. Where I'm going, you can't follow. What I've got to do, you can't be any part of. Those I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of 3 little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. He's looking at you, kid.
All right, same scene, but do you see how the music helped change it? It went from being just two people talking back and forth to each other to what I thought was a really emotional scene. You can really tell there's a lot of stuff going on there. And really, if you watched the movie without the sound, without the music, it wouldn't be the same. It'd just be two people talking. Sure, they say some very famous lines, and it's actually a very famous movie, but without the music, it's just not the same. So that just goes to show you, once again, music is super important to any scene. We've seen it in a kid's cartoon to help make it a little scarier. We saw it with Jaws, where it changed it from just a camera going through the water to, oh man, there's something coming to get me. We saw it in the Star Wars battle scene to make it more exciting. We saw it in the Harry Potter Quidditch match to make it more exciting and more kind of magical. And then in this scene, it added a lot more emotion to it. So that just goes to show you one of the many ways that music can help watch a movie. So said it before and I'll say it again. The next time you watch a movie or a TV show or play a video game, pay attention to the music. See how it changes things. Well, that's all the time we have for today. So until I see you next time, have a good day. Bye.